so creative. So welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be learning how to draw this beautiful blouse. If that is what you really want to watch, then keep on watching this video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to draw my starting line, also known as the shoulder line. Okay, so I'll just draw a straight line, and this is going to be serving as my shoulder line. So guys, this tutorial is very simple and very short. You're not going to be taking much time. Okay, so at this point I'll give a space of maybe something that will be able to get me 2 inches to 1.5. okay, so because this has button, we're going to be using here for the button overlap allowance. Okay, so now that is just it. So I'll come to the hem and I'll also draw this line like so. Okay, so after that, the next thing for me to do is now to mark the measurement of the length. So first of all, I'll mark my half length, and then I'll mark the full length. So this is going to serve as my full length. Then I'll mark my bust point and my chest line. Okay, so I'll just shift a bit and remark those measurements again, just so I could get a straight line. Okay, so now, so with this I have it, and I'll just draw a straight line at that point. So this is my chest line, and then the bust line like so, the half length, that's the waist line. Okay, so now we have all our lines. We can now go ahead to draft our pattern. So after this, the next thing for me to do is for me to mark the width of my neck, and 3 inches is not bad. Okay, so I also mark 3 for the depth, and I'll use the French curve to connect my neckline like so. Just from this point, I'll connect it like this. So I'll mark my shoulder measurement divided into 4, starting from this line. Okay, so get your shoulder divided into 4. So I'll go to the chest line and I'll remark shoulder divided into 2, not 4. Shoulder divided by 2. My God, what am I saying? So your shoulder measurement divided by what? 2. So now at this point, you slant the shoulder down just by 1.5 or 1.3. Okay, so now just connect it like so. Okay, so I'll come to this point and mark my nipple to nipple measurement. Then I'll go to the chest line and remark the same, because we're going to be doing the over bust tightening. Okay, so because of that, we need a straight line from the full length up to the chest line, because we're going to be tightening the over bust. Sure you guys get. So I have it like so. So now I'll come to this point, to the half length, and then I'm going to take out just 1 inch that, which means 0.5 here and 0.5. Okay, so from there I'll go down by 6 inches like so. Okay, or maybe just 6 inches is okay. Then I'll have the line like this to this point and to this point. Okay, so now I'll come to this point and I'll come down by 0.5. Then I'll go ahead and connect it as well. So guys, this video is just simple. It's not hard to, it's not hard. So I'm going to be doing the overbust tightening just using dividing 0.75 into 2. Okay, so I'll have 0.3 here, and then I'll have 0.3 here as well. So this is just Then I'm going to connect it to the under bust, just like so, for the over bust tightening. So after this, we have to divide all our round measurements by 4. So my bust divided into 4. You know, we have taken out, okay, what I took out here is 1 inch. So bust divided into 4 plus the over bust tightening. You go ahead and do what? Mark it. Okay, so I'll come to the half length. Your waist circumference measurement divided into 4 plus that we just removed. So you calculate it and you mark. So I'll come to this point and I'll divide the upper hip circumference measurement by 4. So I'll just connect this point back to this place, from this place back to this point. Okay, so okay guys, now to create our armhole curve, you have to find the middle of this line. So I'm going to fold my tape like so, and I'm going to be creating the armhole curve. Okay, so from that point you have to go in by 0.75, just like this. So from there I'm going to connect it back to the 0.75, and then from that point I'll just use the French curve, connect it to the chest line. Okay, so okay guys, we're almost done. But then after this we are not done drafting the basic body. So now we have to create the blouse. So from this point you can mark the width of your sleeve. At this point maybe 2.5, like so. So we are going to be creating this armhole so that it should align with this part. Okay, so I'm just going to place the French curve like this, and just like so. So for this place, I'll come out and mark my button overlap allowance, and that should be something like 1.5 is okay. Okay, so I'll just come to the neckline and I'll mark 1.5. To this point I'll mark 1.5. So with that I have a straight line, and I'll just draw the line down just like this. Okay, so guys, from this point to the full length, okay, so I'll just extend this out like so. So the next thing we are going to do is for us to mark the depth of the neck, and for this blouse I think it's in between the bust line. Okay, so I'm just going to place the French curve on the bust line. So I'm just going to place it like so, or you can just determine where you want yours to be. Okay, so from the neckline down to this point. Okay, so now we are almost done. So the next thing for us to do is for us to create the design on the chest line. Okay, so now to do that, you come from this point and you can just make a curve, just slight curve like so. Just take the curve like so. Okay, so now this point you have to have something like 1 inch below the armhole. Okay, that's if you really want to achieve what is on this dress. That's just how to go about it. So I'll just draw the line to make it visible. So okay guys, sorry if my line is not well shaped. Okay, so if you are doing this, maybe you are working on this dress, you have to take your time and create a perfect curve. Okay, so you are going to be extending that leg out from the bust point. You extend it out. to meet this place. Okay, and with this we are done. So now we have the buttons. It has buttons. I think one button is about 8, right? It's about 8 buttons there. Have I forgotten? It's about 8. Okay, let's just have our buttons. I don't know if mine is more than that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, it's exactly 8. Okay, so you just have our button like this. So now we go to the hem. So you cannot leave the hem to be like so. You just need to, go up by 1 inch from the hem, and you connect it back to this point. Okay, just like so. Okay, so now for us to create the gather on the hem, it has gathers on the waistline. So from the half length, you have to go down by 1.5 to 2 inches. From your half length, step down by 1.5 towards 2 inches. So now from the center front, you come in by 2 inches as well. Okay, so you're just going to make a rough curve, and then by the time you make the rough curve, then you give it that perfect shape it has. Okay, so I'm just going to make a rough curve first, something like this, right? So I'm going to use this to make it visible. Okay, so if you are doing this on your fabric, or if you are doing this for, for your work, you need to take your time to get a perfect curve. Don't follow my lead, please. Okay, so now with this, we can now go ahead and draw. You can now cut out this and gather it. Okay, so you can use this guide if you really do not want to, you can divide here maybe into 3 parts and measure this point. You just need to measure what you have here and gather it back. Okay, this is just how to go about it, guys. So okay, now let's go ahead to cut it out. So if you want yours to have a bust dart, all you need to do is to come to this point and impute your bust dart. Okay, really want yours to have a bust dart. It's very simple to achieve. You just connect it like so and take it back like so. Okay, so you have to extend it here out a bit, making sure that the dart legs, they are equal. And when you are cutting, you will not have to, recreate that point, just like so.